What's your preference? Do you prefer a big wedding or do you prefer to have a small wedding? For me, I prefer a small wedding. And, the reason is pretty clear. Yeah, I believe it all just comes down to your type of personality and, socially, in a social aspect and what you really value. I did a personality test about maybe 4 months ago, and I got the personality, fuck off. I got the personality test or type of INTJA, architect. Very rare. And I had that as the second or third most rarest personality types to have, especially as a man. And my latest introvert to extrovert conversion rate, I got 79% introvert, which is very true, and I got 21% extrovert, which I can also see why. That's not to say I don't like talking to people. I most definitely have the confidence to, as good as an extrovert, I would say by my standards, but I prefer solitude. I regain my social battery through being alone. And obviously, extroverts, they're the opposite. They gain their buzz through being around people. I literally just defined the difference between introvert and extrovert in less than 20 seconds. Come on, man. Yeah, it begs the question: do you want a small wedding or a big wedding? To the people who are even interested in getting married, I want a small wedding. I believe a lot of people nowadays, they want a big wedding primarily due to social validation, and I'm primarily attacking the women in this aspect because most men, let's be honest, we don't give a fuck about getting married. We don't, you know. We just do it because we have to. I'm not even saying marriage is bad. I believe if you don't get the government involved, I think you're pretty good. It's fucked if the government's involved. Even if you know you'll never divorce, it's just the main option of having a divorce on the table. It's fucked. It's like, let me give you a scenario. Someone handed you a gun, and they said you could shoot the gun if your family member were to annoy you. Now, you'd never do it, but just simply having the option, that's what scares you. It's like being in a cliff. No, not even a cliff. We're far away from a cliff right now. We're in the city. Let's talk about that building right there. I don't know if you can see it, that blue building right there. Now, let's say I were to stand on the roof of that tower. Now, it's not the fact that, it's the height that makes you scared. Now, that scares our biology. I'm sure that plays a factor too. But what makes us really scared is the fact that there's nothing stopping us from jumping off that building right there. You have the free will to do so. God gave us the free will to do so. There is nothing stopping us from jumping off that building right there. You have that option. You have that freedom. So we have to limit ourselves in some way, shape, or form. And so I guess you could get into this philosophical debate that, perhaps freedom can be the limitation of choice, depending on the context of what you're talking about. But that's besides the point. That's a topic for another video. Shout out to Mark Manson. I got that insight from him. But going back to the wedding, the whole wedding talk. Like I was saying, and I'm primarily tackling the women this time. In terms of what they want, I believe most women are on social media, which is very unfortunate. They're internet addicts who just scroll mindlessly on content like Instagram and TikTok. So the vast majority of women, and I'm even going to add celebrities into the mix, they get into weddings because they just want the ultimate social validation. Now here's the difference between men and women. In a generalized sense, men don't need a female's approval to feel good about themselves. It will boost us to feel even better, but we don't need that primarily. We have ourselves. Women, it's different. With women, they need another man's approval to start feeling good about themselves. That's just how it is. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the facts of the world. I never made the rules. I was only born 19 years and fucking 3 months ago. I was only born in 2006. Don't kill me. Hey, I'm just as fucked up as you are. Hey, I'm not crazy, man. We'll just figure shit out. Don't shoot me. I'm not even 20 yet, man. I'm just telling you how the world works. But yeah, it goes back to the point. Most women want big weddings to be flashy, to make women jealous on the internet, to really spark their envy. A lot of people are like that. They won't say it. I'm telling you guys, women lie sometimes, man. I'm not saying every woman in a big wedding that wants a big wedding is bad. But I'm telling you, a lot of these women are like that, man. They will never say it. I'm telling you, man. They show you through their actions. A lot of people just want the big wedding for the social validation, especially with these celebrities. I always talk about the Kardashians because they're a perfect example with what I have to say in these type of topics. Because they always fuck up, man. All these Kardashians, man. Have you heard of the Kardashian curse? In short, every relationship a man gets into with the Kardashians, or just the Kardashians get into with, their partner, it always breaks up. I mean, how many fucking relationships do you need? How many women do you see how many men do you see these Kardashians with every time? They're with a new one every single time. Because they don't really want to get married. They don't give a fuck. They just want the attention and the validation that comes with it. The praise to boost their big inflated ego. I mean, surgery wasn't enough for you? You always want that next thing, don't you? But yeah, that, I don't know if that was a bit off tangent. Yes and no, because it kind of linked to what I was talking about. But at the same time, it's not really... I'm thinking too much. Fuck off. Bitch part my brain. Anyway, with me, I'm also an introvert. I don't really have much connections in my life. I don't need much. I only have 4 good friends. I don't really know much people. Don't really have connections. Don't really know who the fuck I am. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, I pretty much just have my mum, 2 older sisters, not older sisters, 1 older sister, 1 older brother, and a little sister, and a few family abroad, but even then, for the most part, I don't know the majority of them. We're not really close like that. But I do have a few, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having a small wedding. I'm fine with the wedding just being, my family, or maybe a few people from my family tree, a few people from, the wife's family tree, what, a brother, sister, mum, dad, something like that, or just, her grandparents as well. I'm fine with that. I don't see an issue with that. I don't see an issue with having a small wedding. I do believe, because you guys need to remember, I didn't even know what I was going to say with that, I believe, but let's scrap that. But I will say, a lot of people forget the whole purpose of marriage, and marriage is more than just a wedding. And because no one understands this truth, a lot of the time, most marriages become a very big, massive circus with a bad ending. And you really know that with celebrities and all that shit. It's very unfortunate. Housewives, I don't watch the series, but I hear a lot about it. They always have these good weddings, big flashy weddings for it to end. But they always end up having divorces. It's no surprise. You guys need to realize, our marriage is more than just a single day. And I want to speak to a lot. I know women don't watch my videos, but in case any of them are, I want you to understand, it's more than just one day. And I believe a lot of women are primarily hyped up with marriage, because when they think of marriage, they're only thinking about that one wedding day. When they get the ring, or they drop down on their knee, they propose. Marriage is a whole life, man. That's a lifelong contract. And I'm not talking about governmental contracts. Fuck the government. Don't get involved in my life, bitch. I'm talking about the spiritual contract with God and you in the center, making a spiritual bond to be together forever. That part, most men and women don't know about. They only think of it on the surface, the carnal side, the external validation they get on the internet, the buzz they get from it on the internet. That's what they think about. And it's no surprise that many divorces happen. I'm not surprised. Of course they are. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're winging this shit. It's your whole life. And 90% of marriage, and this is normal, what I'm saying isn't bad, is gonna have some form of difficulty and hardship. And that's absolutely okay. Choose your problem. Oh my dear, it's a bumblebee. You see that, guys? Hey, you're shining too bright. Even insects want to try ruin your grind. Where was I? I was making a really good point. I just forgot. I'm sure we were resurfaced to it. Oh yeah, most marriages, it's lifelong. Oh yeah, I remember I was gonna say that. 90% of marriage is it's very normal for it to be difficult. Choose your problems. Pick your problems wisely. If it's always gonna be problems either way, you can't run from it. What type of problem are you willing to suffer for? You need to deal with the pain of childbirth. Deal with your child acting up when they're young. That comes with it. Raising your child right, that comes with it. Paying for your child, that comes with it. Buying them a cot, buying them a house, changing their shitty diapers. They're throwing the shitty bin bags. that comes with it. Your child gets sick and breaks a few equipment, that comes with it too. And it's not me bashing having children. I'm just telling you to be prepared. And it's also me also telling women, it's more than just that single day. The real marriage starts the day after. That's the test that most people fail. Because they're surface. They're carnal bastards. They only think about the physical stuff. They only think about the sex and the validation. I love sex. I've never had sex, but I really want to fuck. I really want to fuck. I'm horny. I'm a man. I'm human. So I have no shame saying it. I want to fuck. I'm not going to do it now because I want my first impression of sex with my wife to be a good one. Not like most of these people who are just horny children who can't control their sexual urges and just fuck anyone they'll never see again. Because I don't want a random woman in my memories of the first time I had sex. I'm going to have sex for the first time. I'm willing to wait it out with the right woman. So my first impression of sex will be better than most people. I don't know why I said that. No, I did, but I just forgot. I have a lot of thoughts in my head right now. But yeah, marriage is more than just a day. And yeah, I'm not really a flashy person. I don't use Instagram, I don't use TikTok or anything like that. So honestly, hey, if a group amount of people knew I was married on that day, so be it, because I don't give a shit about much people. My circle is very small. I have myself, I have God. What, family? Friends? Family's friends? That's all you really need, really. You don't really need much, so. You know. So yeah, that's my preference. I'd preferably want a smaller wedding over a big wedding. Just something that came into mind. You know, the past few days I figured I'd make a list of videos to talk about. This happened to come on the list, so I figured why not, you know? And yeah, there's not really much I have to say now regarding the matter. I mean, anything else would just be me dragging out the video. And so, with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. You've heard mine. And goodbye.